ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। When we start practicing devotional service, the bare minimum thing or the basic thing that is expected from all of us is surrender, Sharanagati. Sharanagati is not the end, Sharanagati is the beginning. Therefore, when the definition of Shraddha is given in the stages of Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya till Prema, the definition of Shraddha that is given by Srila Prabhupada is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. He says that's the definition of Shraddha. From there it begins. And when it comes to Sharanagati, surrender, a lot is spoken by the Sri Vaishnavas. And Sri Vaishnavas, they consider Ramayana to be the epitome of this one word, surrender. Therefore, they do a lot of deep study on Ramayana, and a lot of Sri Vaishnava acharyas, great stalwarts, they have given commentaries on Ramayana. In Ramayana, we have a very wonderful personality. His name is Vibhīṣaṇa. And Vibhīṣaṇa is another great personality who is personification of this word surrender. So the subject matter to discuss will be more relevant if it's Vibhīṣaṇa's surrender from Ravana's court to Ram's feet. Yes, how that took place. When it comes to this personality Vibhīṣaṇa, let's understand his background. So Lord Brahma had a son, Pulastya. And Pulastya had a son. His name was Vishrava. Now Vishrava married two ladies. His first wife was the daughter of Bharadvaj Muni. And through her, he begot a son called Vaishravana. And Vaishravana, with time, with his piety and with his austerities, he became Kuvera. And Vaishrava, through second wife, he gave birth. And by the way, second wife's name was Kaikasi. And she was the daughter of a Rakshasa called Sumali. Now through her, Vishrava, he begot three sons and one daughter. Now it's a very important point to note that Sumali, the Rakshasa, he had a desire that my daughter should beget sons. Kaikasi should beget sons. And she approached Vishrava at a wrong time. And whenever the Murta is not proper, and when the male and female they unite, at that time the demons take birth. So at that time Vishrava, he said, see, since we are uniting at the wrong time, therefore Rakshasas will take birth. So she became very morose. Kaikasi, she became very morose. Looking at her face, he said, but the youngest son, he will be a great devotee. And then she was very pacified. Chalo, ghar pe koi to hai bhakt. In this way, the first son who was begotten was Dashagriva, who later on was called as Rāvaṇa. The second son was Kumbhakarna. The third one was Vibhīṣaṇa. And the daughter was Surpanakha. So in this way, these personalities took birth. That's very important to note that all these three sons, they had different desires. Ravana had desire for power. He wanted to gain power. Kumbhakarna had a desire. What was that? No, sleep.
So Kumbhakarna had a desire that he wants to sleep. I don't know what sort of desire that is. Sleep for long periods. Abhi kitna soega banda? Then Kumbhakarna, he used to sleep for 6 months and get up for one day and again sleep for 6 months. Obviously, he was cursed like that. There were sometimes I've heard people saying, "Tu Kumbhakarna ke vamshaj ka hai kya?" When someone sleeps a lot, people say this. So Kumbhakarna. But Vibhīṣaṇa, he desired virtue. His only wish was that somehow or the other his mind should be fixed on the path of virtue, even in the greatest of the greatest difficulties in life. He always wanted to stick to the religious path. He never wanted to deviate. And see, one point to note, that all these different characteristics are developed over lifetimes. Therefore, we will see that sometimes even when I don't want to do it, but those desires will come. Those inclinations will be there. Very unfortunate. Because in the past lives, maybe we might have associated with certain lower modes of material nature, and that's why we have these obnoxious desires and inclinations. And here we see, even in our preaching or when we talk to people around, just like that in day-to-day life, we'll find some people actually very religious, very sober. How? Even some people who are not practicing bhakti, still they have that sober background. How? From many lifetimes or few lifetimes of the past, they might have associated the mode of goodness, and that's how they might have come to this platform. So this nature sometimes is right from birth. But now there is no need to get into depression if we have demonic tendencies. Because bhakti is very powerful. Just by coming in touch with bhakti, all the time, 24/7, the person's nature can be changed. Otherwise, it cannot be changed. Not possible. Because the nature that is given to a person, or the person who has cultivated a particular nature, it remains for the entire lifetime. But if someone intensely practices bhakti, his nature can be changed. Now let's fast forward. Not much is given about Vibhīṣaṇa's childhood and all that. But one thing is there, that when Rāvaṇa, Kumbhakarna, they were doing tapasya, even Vibhīṣaṇa, even he was doing tapasya. But Vibhīṣaṇa's tapasya was for a different purpose, to attain the transcendental realm. He was studying Shastra, he was doing tapasya, he wanted to understand the essence of the Vedic scriptures. That was his mode, that was his inclination. And he wanted to be very clear what is religion and what is not. And he wanted to follow it very strictly. So in this way, he grew very nicely, always on the path of virtue. Now when Rāvaṇa kidnapped Sita, so at that time, all the Vanar Sena was sent in different direction, go and search for Sita. And who was successful in finding Sita? Hanuman was successful. So Hanuman went, gave the message of Lord Ram to Maya Sita. There was wonderful talk that was there. And in some other version of Ramayana, not Valmiki Ramayana, it is described that Hanuman, he saw a house. You can imagine Lanka, only non-devotees everywhere, only Rakshasas everywhere. Yes. There was only one house in which Tulsi was there. And there was the names of Lord Ram that was coming from that house. And Hanuman started thinking, how is it possible? This is the hub of Rakshasas. And there's here one person chanting the holy names. Actually, same experience we get when we go to PGs for registration. There's an entire Rakshasa building. Oh, there's a pious soul. Bhagavad Gita is there in his room. Many times I've heard our devotees when they come back from past distribution. Prabhuji, today we found one person, he had Bhagavad Gita on his table. Same was the mood of Hanuman. Oh, here is Tulsi. Lord Ram's name is chanted, the holy names are chanted. So he went, he met Vibhīṣaṇa. And Vibhīṣaṇa, he told his situation. He said, hey Hanuman, you know my situation? My situation is like the tongue between the 32 teeth. Anytime you have experience of biting your own tongue, all of you, it feels amazing, right? Wow, maza aa gaya. It's so painful. Same thing. Vibhīṣaṇa was saying, this is my situation. All Rakshasas around. I'm also Rakshasa. But then my mood is different. And they had a lot of discussion. Both of them and devotees meet together. What do? Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantaha Parasparam. And both of them, they started discussing about the glories of the Supreme Lord. By the way, this part is not there in Valmiki Ramayana, but it's very sweet, so I thought I will share. So having met Vibhīṣaṇa, met Sita, then Hanuman started thinking, I've come so far from my place to Lanka. And if I don't meet the king of Lanka, that will not be good. How will I find him? So what Hanuman did is, he thought that instead of I going, let people carry me there. And he started creating ruckus everywhere. He went to some gardens, he started destroying the gardens. And all that mischief was going on at that time. Suddenly, the Rakshasa soldiers came to stop him. But they couldn't do anything. Hanuman defeated all of them. Then a great Rakshasa called Jambumali. He was a powerful general of the Rakshasas. He was sent. He was defeated. Then finally, Ravana's favorite son Indrajit came. And Indrajit, by his mystical weapons, he somehow made Hanuman stun. And then Hanuman was bound and he was dragged in front of Ravana. And this is what Hanuman wanted. And Ravana is there and Hanuman is there. So now Hanuman is looking at Ravana. And look at Hanuman, how strong he is, how bold he is. He started saying, you are wicked. You have violated the laws of Manu. You have taken others' wife. This offense merits death. Unless you return Sita to Ram, remember, your entire dynasty will be destroyed. And I've come here as a messenger of Lord Ram. Return Sita and make peace. And he will accept you. Don't worry. इसको कहते हैं confidence. Yes. एकदम straightforward. जो है वो है. And he went as a messenger and he spoke all this. And what do you think? Ravana was happy? Oh, very nice. Such a wonderful message you have given. Ravana became mad hearing all this. And immediately, Ravana told his soldiers, kill him. At that time, Vibhīṣaṇa came into picture. Vibhīṣaṇa said, oh brother, according to the laws of Manu Samhita, according to the laws of Manu, one must not kill a messenger. You can punish a messenger, but you cannot kill a messenger. So at that time, look at Vibhīṣaṇa's role. So at that time, Ravana, he was not very keen in accepting, but he accepted. He had to accept the suggestion. He accepted the advice of Vibhīṣaṇa. And then it was ordered, what is the favorite body part of a monkey? Tail. And the order was given, set his tail on fire. Hanuman's tail was set on fire and Hanuman said, in this situation, how can I serve my Lord Ram? And he decided, let me lit entire Lanka. He jumped around and he burnt so many things. And then finally he came to the seashore and he put his tail in the sea. So it becomes cool. At that time, I was looking at the entire thing. And he was saying, wow, this is so beautiful. And when this message will be given to my Lord, he'll be so happy. And when I was just thinking about Hanuman, as per my little knowledge from Ramayana, Lord Ram had sent Hanuman to Lanka, not exactly to Lanka. Hanuman was sent to find Sita. And it was told clearly that if you find Sita, here is my ring. And a personal message was given. Now, nowhere Lord Ram said that you should go to Lanka and you should do some harm to the entire place and harm to the king. But you know what? When Hanuman came back and told what he did in Lanka, Ram was very pleased, very happy. So from this, we can understand that there are different types of servants. There are different types of disciples. The first class disciple is, He understands the mood of his guru, his master. And without master speaking, the servant will execute what the master desires. This is the top class servant, the first class servant. The second class servant is, master has to speak explicitly. Do this. And he'll diligently do it. That is second class servant. Third class servant is, the master tells, do this. And he does not do. That is third class. Which class we belong to? Due to the thinking, probably first class. Whichever class we might belong to, we should slowly and steadily come to first class. And we see in Padyavali, Srila Rupa Goswami, he quotes, and the same thing is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. By doing which anga of bhakti, of Navavida bhakti, who perfected his life? It is said, Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshit Abhavat Vaya Sakhi Kirtane. How did Parikshit Maharaj perfect his life? By Shravan. He sat for 7 days, 7 nights, heard Srimad Bhagavatam, perfected his life. And how did Shukadeva Goswami? He perfected his life by speaking Krishna Katha, by doing Kirtan. Prahallada Smarane Tathangri Bhajane. So here it is said, how did Prahlad perfect his life? By Smaran, by thinking about the Lord always, by meditating on the Lord. Angri Bhajane Lakshmi. How Lakshmi Devi perfected her life? By serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Prithu Pujane. How did Prithu Maharaj perfect his life? By worshipping the Lord, by offering Archana. Akrurastva Abhivandane. How did Akrura perfect his life? By offering obeisances to the Lord, by offering prayers to the Lord, by Vandana. Kapi Pater Dasye. How did Kapi, that is Hanuman, perfected his life? By rendering service to Lord Ram in the mood of a servant. Atha Sakhye Arjuna. How did Arjuna perfect his life? By serving the Lord in the mood of a friend. Sarvatma Nivedane Balir Abhut Krishnapter Eshapara. How did Bali Maharaj, he perfected his life? By surrendering everything that he had. Atma Nivedana. He perfected his life. So from this shloka, it's very clear that Hanuman is that first class servant. And he attained perfection by serving the Lord in the mode of servant. So we all should take inspiration from Hanuman. How to serve. Because many times we want to think about higher rasas. Sakhya, Vatsalya, those are also lower. Madhurya. Yes. Sometimes we Madhurya rasa. Before going there, first you get the mood of what is Dasya rasa. How to serve the Lord in the mode of servant. Because the qualities of a servant is carried forward in the next rasa, that is Sakhya rasa, and in Vatsalya, and finally in Madhurya also. So that basic element of the service attitude, when it is missing, how can we talk about the higher rasas? They were the first thing. Even Srila Prabhupada has instructed us that serve the Lord in the mood of a servant. This is what we are supposed to do. This is what we are supposed to do as devotees, as beginners in Krishna consciousness. Now, when Hanuman did this ruckus and he left, so Rāvaṇa saw the big loss that Lanka was facing. So many buildings were in ruins now. So many gardens were destroyed. So many places were burnt. So that time, witnessing this entire thing, he called for a meeting. Rāvaṇa called for a meeting. And at that time, Rāvaṇa told all the Rakshasas, all the demons, they had come in the meeting. And he said, that Lanka, which is impenetrable, has been destroyed like this. My palaces are in ruins, and many of the best warriors are dead. According to authoritative opinion, the root cause of the victory is good counsel. So if I have to be victorious, then I should take good counsel. That is why I have called all of you here. His thought is very nice, to take good counsel. But good counsel should be taken from good people. You call Rakshasas for good counsel. Same thing Kamsa did. So when he heard Durga saying, your Kal has taken birth somewhere, immediately next day he called for a meeting. He called all the demons and he asked, what should I do now? Please give me a good counsel. And what was the good counsel they gave? All the demons unanimously they said, let's kill all the kids who have taken birth in last few days. And Kamsa, that's an amazing idea. So demons can resonate with demons. But see, for your information, Ravana had a good knowledge. He continued speaking. He said there are 3 classes of men. First class is, before acting, the first class person, the wise person, he takes counsel of his superiors and friends who have a common interest. And then according to their advice, he exerts himself to his full capacity, giving his 100%, while ultimately depending upon providence. See, these people, they will say all this, depending on providence. But they don't know that providence is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They want to depend on providence by killing the providence. That's the mood. So here, who is the first class person? That person who approaches one superior, takes counsel, he executes what is told by the superior, and then for the results, he depends on the Lord. That's called as first class person. Who is second class person? Second class person is the one who thinks himself about the subject matter. Kya karna chahiye abhi? What should I do? And then he considers various different things according to his own understanding and past experiences. And then he acts accordingly. The second class person. He is not dependent on any superior. Khud ke upar dependent hai. And who is the third class person? Third class person is, he does not have any faith on God. And whatever actions he performs, whimsically he will perform. Sochega bhi nahi. There is no filter. Some desire came, immediately executed. Without any sense of duty. Without understanding what should be done, which is beneficial and what is harmful. And they are the ones who say, I shall do it no matter what. I shall do it. So these are 3 classes of people. First class, second class and third class. Therefore, whenever we are getting into any activity, it's very important that we take a good counsel from superiors who are experienced, who have read Shastra. And by executing that, surely we'll proceed towards purification. We'll proceed towards getting closer to Krishna. No doubt about that. So after speaking about this, because Ravana is basically saying, I've called all of you for taking counsel. I'm not dependent on my strength. I'm not doing anything whimsical. I'm actually first class person. And then he is saying, what about you all? There are 3 types of advices. First class, second class and third class. The first class, the top class, good advice is given by those people after an objective study of the problem in accordance with religious principles. When someone is giving advice and if he is considering the various parameters involved in the problem, referring to the scriptures, and then when he gives solution, that's called as first class solution or first class advice. What is second class advice? After a heated discussion of the problem, people come together and they have heated discussion. And after that, more emphasis is given on one's own self-interest than religious principles. That's called a second class advice. Ekdam maar pitai karke, fir uske baad, what is beneficial for me, thinking about that and not thinking about dharma. Such an advice is called as second class advice, mediocre advice. And the third class advice is that advice which is given out of false pride, out of flattery, which does not consider anything about the ultimate consequences. The goal is somehow or the other accomplish the task. Somehow or the other. Flatter the person, get the thing done. There is no question of future consequences. So these are 3 classes of advice. And who is speaking all this? Ravana is speaking all this. Valmiki Ramayana says this. Ravana is talking about 3 classes of people and he says he's first class. And then he's talking about 3 types of advice and he's expecting first class advice from whom? Low class people. First class advice from third class people. Therefore, even when we as preachers, as devotees, when we advise something to someone whom we are guiding or peers or whoever it is, we should always make it a point that when I'm giving some advice, it should be in accordance with Shastra and not my own self-interest becomes the first priority. It should be always in accordance with Shastra. You should be able to tell either some case study from Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, or you should be able to quote some shloka. You should be able to quote some reference from Shastra. Very, very important. Especially for those who have taken the role of mentors, counselors in the spiritual organizations like ours. And Ravana was very fearful. Ravana was saying, I'm very convinced that Ram will come to attack Lanka with army of monkeys. We have seen his power. Where he saw the power? Yes, in Janasthana, where he destroyed single-handedly how many soldiers? 14,000 soldiers headed by Khara and Dushana. So Ravana said, we have seen his power. But the demons might ask, come on, he might be on the other side, we are on this side, in between ocean is there. So Ravana said, no. I'm sure he has the power to cross the ocean and come this side. My dear Rakshasas, all of you are very intelligent. I want your advice for my welfare. Please tell me what needs to be done. Now see, when it comes to Rakshasas, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, Krishna is talking about demons. And there he talks about the quality of demons. How does demonic people think? They think that I am the most powerful. There's no one superior to me. Everything is meant for my enjoyment. I can achieve anything. I can do anything. This is the mode of demons. And in that mood, demons started speaking. I'll just read it directly from Valmiki Ramayana. O king, why you should be afraid? You are powerful enough to defeat all your enemies single-handedly. Just remember, you defeated Kuvera, taking Lanka away from him. So basically, whatever Ravana got was out of chori. Whatever was there around, the Pushpak Viman or the Lanka or whatever. You remember how you got this Lanka? By defeating Kuvera single-handedly. And how did you get your wife Mandodari? You defeated her father Mayadanava single-handedly. Why are you bothering so much? You rest peacefully. While your son Indrajit, he annihilates Ram and all the monkeys even before they cross the ocean. Previously, after defeating the demigods, Indrajit arrested Indra, the king of heaven, keeping him as a captive in Lanka. Can you imagine? Therefore, his name is Indrajit. He conquered Indra, he got him, he captured Indra, and only when Brahma came, he requested, then Indra was set free. Okay, now you can go to Swargalok. Why are you worrying so much? This was unanimously what many of the demons said. Now the top class Rakshasa started speaking. The commander-in-chief of the entire army of Ravana, his name was Prahasta. He said, maybe he might have raised his hand. And now, you speak. And he said, we have conquered demigods, Dhanavas, Gandharvas and Pichachas. Why should we be afraid of these mere mortals? Hanuman was only able to exert his prowess because we were little carefree, considering him to be a mere monkey. Then another Rakshasa, Durmukha, he spoke. Look at the name, so beautiful, Durmukha. Then Durmukha said, I will not allow this insult to go unavenged, wherever they may be, in heaven, earth, within the sea. I'll get rid of these monkeys from the entire world. Then suddenly another person said, Vajradamshtra. The person with very sharp teeth. He spoke and he said, who cares for fighting with a bunch of monkeys? I'm going to fight only with Rama and Lakshman. I'll not fight with monkeys. वो अपना status कम हो जाएगा. O king, बस बोलो, green signal दो मुझे. I'll go and do it. Then Kumbhakarna's son, Nikumbha, he said, आप सब लोग शांत रहो. Nikumba भाई, आप शांत रहो. You all stay back here with our master. I shall go single-handedly. I'll kill Ram and all the monkeys. Then at that time, Vajrahanu, a huge demon, like a hill. He said, "O king, you remain here and conduct your business as usual." What is the business? Drink wine and make merry. I'll go and attend Ram, Lakshman, and their monkey army. All this was going on. This is how demons speak. This is how Rakshasas speak. Always remember, it's very important to have good people around us who will tell us the reality. Somehow, by Ravana's fortune, great fortune, Vibhīṣaṇa was there with him. So Vibhīṣaṇa spoke. This was attempt one of Vibhīṣaṇa to save Ravana. Vibhīṣaṇa said, "My dear elder brother, the wise have advised that violence should be resorted only after the other three tactics." What are the other three tactics? Sama, Dama, and Bheda. Then comes Danda later. Only when Sama, Dama, Bheda have got failed, then comes Danda. Vibhīṣaṇa is saying, see how he speaks from Shastra. Even then, violence only succeed against those who are evil or doomed by faith. You cannot just be violent on anyone. Ram is supremely powerful. And more importantly, he is virtuous. And even more importantly, he is eager to take revenge. How can you hope to defeat him? Sita's abduction is the root cause of our present crisis. You should return her to Ram before his arrows destroy Lanka and all the inhabitants. Maybe he might have shown all the Rakshasas, all the inhabitants. Return Sita. So when Ravana heard Vibhīṣaṇa speaking, Ravana didn't speak anything. He said, "Okay, meeting dismissed." And then nothing else after that was spoken. See, Vibhīṣaṇa was a very genuine brother. He wanted good to happen to his elder brother Ravana. Therefore, again he went the next day. Next morning, when Ravana came, he was sitting on his throne and all the Brahmanas were glorifying him. So at that time, Vibhīṣaṇa again spoke. "Oh, my dear elder brother, ever since you have brought Sita to Lanka, many inauspicious signs we have seen. The sacrificial fire is now not burning. Only sparks are coming and smoke is coming." See, we are speaking about Treta Yuga. At that time, the Yuga Dharma was Yajna. If that is not happening properly, people are able to make out. Snakes are frequently found inside the kitchen and sacrificial arenas. The offerings made in sacrifice are sometimes full of ants. And swarms of crows are there at the top of our palaces. Vultures are continuously hovering over the entire city of Lanka. And the she-jackals are crying morning and evening. All this is happening only because of you kidnapping Sita and getting her to Lanka. Oh Ravana, the only atonement, only prayaschitta for you is return her to Ram. I speak to you honestly, whereas your ministers simply flatter you. Why? Because they are afraid of you, that you will be displeased. So in this way, second attempt Vibhīṣaṇa did, and he said, "Give back Sita. Don't hear all this, Durumukha and others. Don't hear all these people. Hear me what I am saying." But then, Ravana was so overwhelmed with desire for Sita. It was not that he was approaching Mother Sita with love and devotion. He was approaching her with the mood to enjoy her lust. Always remember, whenever the person is lusty, the eyes are blinded. He will not be able to see anything. He will not be able to see his own destruction. He will not be able to see. And when does a person's eyes get blinded internally? When the person gets into mode of ignorance. Therefore, it's very important that devotees in general should keep themselves in mode of goodness, through a mode of goodness lifestyle. Very important, very, very important. Sleeping on time, waking up on time, having prasad at regular intervals, regular same fixed times, and associating with those who are in mode of goodness, and doing various other activities in mode of goodness. Because as soon as we come to mode of passion and ignorance, the lower modes, immediately the lust will take over. And the eyes will be blinded and will not understand what is good, what is bad. Very, very important thing. Very, very important. Yes. So when all this was spoken, at that time, Ravana, out of great anger, he said, "Mighty younger brother, Vibhīṣaṇa, you can leave and mind your own business." So in the entire assembly, Ravana said, "Mind your business." And Ravana looked at Prahasta, the commander-in-chief, and he said, "You must immediately ensure that our army is ready to defend the city from within and from without." And Prahasta said, "Okay," and he left. Prahasta is doing the arrangement. When the arrangement was going on, at that time, Ravana, he started addressing all the Rakshasas. See, Ravana is very cunning. And he started saying something which was not actually the truth. He started saying that, "Oh Rakshasas, I'm very pleased." This was a fact. "I'm very pleased that Kumbhakarna has woken up after 6 months. Actually, I think there will be a festival after every 6 months. Kumbhakarna has woken up. Please listen attentively. This was his cunning mode. For I want you all to fully understand my position. As you know, I've become obsessed with the lovely limbed Sita. Indeed, I have become the slave of my passion for her." Basically, he's saying, "I've become slave of lust." And then he continued and he said, "Sita has agreed to become my consort." See? He's convincing all the Rakshasas. She's ready. She has agreed to become my consort, but only after the expiry of 1 year. This is the timeline she has given me. And for 1 year to get over, there are only few months left. Only few months. And that is the exact time I have allotted for Ram to come to rescue her. For this reason, I have remained patient. But it now appears that Ram, Lakshman, and the vast army of monkeys are going to come. And they're going to pose much threat. However, since one monkey, Hanuman, was able to do all this, I must admit that our victory is uncertain. हम जीत भी सकते हैं या फिर हार भी सकते हैं. That is why I called all of you. I want you to advise me how I can kill Ram, thus keeping the lovely Sita for myself. So Kumbhakarna, he had woken up and he was sitting there, in the assembly. And therefore, the first greeting was, "Kumbhakarna has woken up after 6 months." And Kumbhakarna, he stood up and he spoke very sharply. He said, "Oh foolish king, you should have consulted us when you planned to kidnap Sita instead of acting impulsively." See, even Rakshasas understand that one shouldn't act impulsively. As soon as you feel something, you do it. Then you're not a human being, that's an animal. Yes. So when you get some thought, the first thing is you have to contemplate on that. Cross-check with superiors and then act. Not that whenever you want to do whatever. I remember we had in some other place, we had some devotee and he just felt one day that he should just resign. And he resigned and he came and he said, "Prabhuji, I resigned." I said, "Why?" No, I'll just search for another job so that I can get more time and I can focus more on bhakti and this and that. I said, "Whom did you ask?" And he's looking at me and he's asking, "Whom should I ask?" So always remember one thing, that on the spiritual path, the journey has begun for all of us. And time is very short. In that, we cannot take chance of taking wrong decisions. Because as soon as you take a wrong decision, what happens is a lot of time will go in settling that. That same time we can invest here in Krishna consciousness to intensify our own sadhana and to push forward the mission. But as soon as we take a wrong decision, remember, we fall. And then to get up from there, it takes a long time. Long time. Therefore, it's very important to have someone superior, mature, whom we can consult and take a proper decision in life. Not just do something, whimsically. Even here, Kumbhakarna is saying, "You acted impulsively, rascal." अभी वो रावण कुछ बोल भी नहीं सकता. Huge mountain. Kumbhakarna is like huge mountain. That would have saved you from repenting later on. चलो कोई बात नहीं. You may give up your great anxiety. And Ravana might ask, what will you do? For I shall counteract your blunder. How? By killing Ram, Lakshman and all the monkeys. I will do that. Then Mahaparshva, another Mahademon, he said, O king, why should one not taste the honey procured with great endeavor within a snake-infested forest? His point was, you have got honey and you got it from snake-infested forest. Who are the snakes? Ram and Lakshman. From the forest you got. And it's there now with you. Why are you not enjoying it? Come on. See, this is called Rakshasa's advice. Come on, you can forcefully enjoy Sita to your heart's content. Who can stop you? No one is as powerful as you. You are free to do as you like. Now see, many times, some stupid people of this world, they say, Ravana is such a self-controlled person. 1 साल तक सीता उसके साथ थी. Never he touched her. Self-control. I love Ravana. No, we have so many people like that now. Foolish, literally foolish. So when this was told by Mahaparshva, so at that time Ravana, he spoke. Let me tell you all a hidden secret. There are multiple versions of this. One version which I'll directly read out from Valmiki Ramayana. He said that there's something hidden from my past. Since you have inquired, let me tell you. Long ago, once I happened to see an Apsara. Oh, she was extremely beautiful. I cannot tell you how beautiful she was. And her name was Punjikasthali. And she was going on her way to offer her dandavats to Brahma. And I was so very attracted to her. I caught her and forcefully raped her. And I gratified myself and I released her naked. She ran naked to Brahma and she said whatever happened to Brahma. She told everything to Brahma. And at that time, Brahma cursed me. And Brahma said, next time, if you touch any female forcibly, your head will split into 100 pieces. Oh my dear Mahaparshva, therefore, I'm not forcing Sita. Wow, क्या secret है एकदम. कहाँ self-control? This person is fearful of his death. Therefore, he was not touching Sita. Only when you read Shastra, you'll understand all this. How will you understand without reading Shastra, externally looking at all this? Ravana was waiting. Ravana is that wonderful boyfriend who is proposing a girl and waiting. Only when she'll accept my proposal, then I'll get closer to her. Useless. Ravana is just a demon, and demon is always a demon. And he's not forcing Sita only because he was afraid of his own death because of this curse. And to tell all the Rakshasas he was telling, however, I'm not afraid of Ram. For I know I am the most powerful created being in the universe. Ram is obviously ignorant of my power. Therefore, since he desires to attack me, I shall make a short work of him. So in this way, Ravana, he put forward his fear, he boasted himself, he encouraged all the Rakshasas around. But Vibhīṣaṇa was not leaving. This was third attempt. Vibhīṣaṇa spoke again. He said, my dear Ravana. See, all of them looks like they're calling by names. Vibhīṣaṇa was youngest. So this is a demonic culture, call by names. Yes. You can resonate with something? Where? Oh, in corporate they call by name? Oh, I was not knowing. Okay. I remember when I was working, so I think I called someone as sir. No sir, my name is this, call by my name. Initially I was feeling very, very awkward to call people by their name. They're like 20 years elder to me and I'm calling them by their names. So, fortunately, my managers' names were Hari and Balkrishna. So, I was very happy to call them. So, Hari, that was nice. So this is looks like it's a Rakshasa culture. And Vibhīṣaṇa is saying, my dear Rāvaṇa, can't you see Sita is just like a poisonous snake that you have willingly placed around your neck? Use your good intelligence and return Sita. First time he said return Sita. Second time also he said. Third time also he is saying return Sita to Ram before she becomes the cause of Lanka's destruction and annihilation of all the Rakshasas. I can assure you that there is no Rakshasa warrior who will be able to stand before Ram. Again, he might be looking at everyone. Yes. Durmukha and Prahasta and all of them. No Rakshasa will be able to stand in front of Ram on the battlefield and live to tell you about this. Then Prahasta suddenly became very angry. And he said, why should we be afraid of mere human being like Ram? When we have nothing to fear even from great demigods and demons. And again Vibhīṣaṇa spoke. See, this was last time Vibhīṣaṇa is speaking, and therefore Vibhīṣaṇa is very heavy, and Vibhīṣaṇa is saying, as well-wisher of Rāvaṇa, Ram possesses, looking at Prahasta, Ram possesses unlimited opulences, inconceivable potency on the level of Lord Vishnu himself. Therefore, Prahasta, you will do good to your king, a great service to your king, only when you discourage him from fighting with Ram. Instead, now you are performing the greatest disservice by encouraging Ravana to fight. So when this was going on, Vibhīṣaṇa looked at Ravana again and he said, I am only thinking of your welfare. When I say that you should return Sita to Ram, I am only thinking about your welfare. The minister who measures the relative strength of the king and his enemy and then gives advice accordingly is the true well-wisher. And I am that well-wisher. He is very strong. Ram is very strong. Will not be able to compete. Will not be able to stand in front of him. Give back. Give back. And at that time, the small boy, actually not small boy, boy, that is son of Ravana, favorite son of Ravana, Indrajit, he spoke. And very harshly he spoke. He said, Vibhīṣaṇa, Rakshasa culture. Vibhīṣaṇa, you're simply a coward. You're acting like a eunuch, a transgender. Your advice has no place in this assembly. It is devoid of courage and heroism. Previously, I dragged Indra and his carrier Airavat to ground, causing all demigods to flee in fear. It is easy to It is easy for me to kill the two ordinary human beings, Ram and Lakshman. And Vibhīṣaṇa spoke harshly. You can imagine the tussle that is going on in that assembly. You are but a mere boy because your intelligence is not yet developed. You cannot decide what is to be done and what is to be avoided. You are actually Ravana's enemy, not his son. Because you are dull-headed, indiscriminate, uncultured and wicked. Sita should be given back to Ram along with generous gifts so that Rakshasas may continue to live peacefully. I don't know what Indrajit would be feeling. Yes, because Indrajit was a very favorite son of Ravana and he was pretty powerful. Because when he was killed on the battlefield in the entire Yuddha of Ramayana, when Indrajit was killed, it was a great achievement on the side of Vanaras. Great achievement. At this point of time, Ravana, since his favorite son was chastised, he spoke heavily. Vibhīṣaṇa, you are actually envious of me. ऐसी होता है, no? When some good advice is given, you are envious of me. That is why you cannot tolerate the honor I receive. If anyone else had spoken as you did, I would have killed him at once. Oh, wretched half-brother, you are a disgrace to our noble family. Noble family. See, it's a very astonishing thing that someone is giving good advice, but the other person is not able to accept. To an extent that that person is thinking, oh, he's actually my enemy. He's actually my enemy. In fact, in another place it is given that Rāvaṇa got up and he kicked on the chest of Vibhīṣaṇa. And then he spoke all this. So what do you think Vibhīṣaṇa might have done? It was a great crisis. Great crisis. In Srimad Bhagavatam also we have a similar crisis in someone's life. Who's that? Vidura. So Vidura's elder brother Dhritarashtra, and Vidura was telling Dhritarashtra that you should return back the kingdom to the Pandavas. And at that time Duryodhana, he spoke, who asked this son of a kept mistress to come here? Maidservant's son? Who asked him to come here? And at that time, see, Dhritarashtra, instead of saying that you shouldn't speak like this to your uncle, you know what he said? Duryodhana, you shouldn't speak like this to the minister, prime minister. Then Vidura understood. He got the signal. My brother is telling me, get lost from here. So like Vibhīṣaṇa, he was insulted. Vidura was also insulted. Vidura left the place. Vibhīṣaṇa also left the place. Now Vidura walked actually towards the door. But Vibhīṣaṇa was different level. He was sitting on the asana, he flew in the air. He started going out. And when he was leaving, at that time, his 4 followers also started leaving. These 4 followers, their names were Anala, Panasa, Sampati and Pramati. They all started leaving. But before leaving, the final dialogue of Vibhīṣaṇa, very nice. He said, O king, although you are my superior, I can no longer tolerate your words. You have chosen to follow adharma. Flatterers who only utter palatable words are easy to find. However, persons who actually speak for the benefit of one's benefit, even though the truth may be unpalatable, are very rare. And actually, it's a very good lesson for life. Those people who glorify us, we'll find many. But those people who are actually our well-wishers and who actually tell us what we're supposed to do for our benefit, they're very rare to find in this world. Because in this world, the natural quality of people is selfishness. Naturally, people are selfish. And here we understand very clearly that when we have someone like that in our life, a superior or an equal, who helps us to understand our flaws and to overcome our flaws, it's a great benediction. It's a great benediction. So we should have some people like that in our life. They are our actual friends. And finally he said, O Rāvaṇa, I have only given you advice with hope of saving you from meeting death at the hands of Rāma. You have rejected my advice, however, and are free to do so. Thus, I wish you well, Hare Krishna. I shall no longer remain here with you. Now see, there was a great adversity in the life of Vibhīṣaṇa. Because he's leaving that kingdom. He's leaving his family. He didn't tell his wife also, I'm going. Same was the case with Vidura. He was in great adversity. He was leaving the entire kingdom. He was leaving his family. But these personalities, they converted the adversity into a great opportunity. How? They took a step. They took a decision that will take them closer to Krishna. What Vidura did? Vidura left the kingdom and he went on the pilgrimage to do Dham Darshan with only one goal of getting closer to Krishna. And Vibhīṣaṇa, he could have done anything. But immediately Vibhīṣaṇa, when he left the place, he went to Lord Rāma. Lord Rāma and his camp, they had just reached the shore on the other side of the ocean. Vibhīṣaṇa is on this side of the ocean. Vibhīṣaṇa, along with his 4 associates, they flew and they came on the other side. And the goal was, now is the time to surrender onto Lord Rāma, which was waiting for a long time. And now Vibhīṣaṇa comes. It is described that in 1 hour, Vibhīṣaṇa came to Lord Rāma's camp. Now, see, he has come with all the weapons. Vibhīṣaṇa has all the weapons and is effulgent. And, he's there in the sky flying, he's glittering. And all these monkeys are looking. Kahan aaya hai? They're looking. I can imagine the effulgence. And all the monkeys are perplexed. They are feeling as if there's a golden mountain at the top. And immediately at that time, Sugriva told Hanuman, take care. This Rakshasa has come to kill us. All the monkeys, they were panicking. And they started taking mountains and trees and they were all ready. for the green signal. And at that time, Vibhīṣaṇa announced, "O king of monkeys, O Sugriva, I am Vibhīṣaṇa, brother of Rāvaṇa. I advised Rāvaṇa repeatedly, give away Sita to Ram, give away Sita to Ram. He didn't listen. And he wanted to go on the path of adharma. And therefore, I have given up that place, I have given up Ravana, I have given up my family, my wife, my kids, and I am here to take shelter of Ram. So please go ahead and tell Ram and give this message to him." So immediately Sugriva, he ran to Ram and he said, "One of the enemy Rakshasas has arrived." And see now Sugriva is giving his own version. Normally this happens, no? So we have to give a message, we tell ये message दे देना, तो उसमें मिर्ची मसाला लगा के अपना version दे देंगे हम. So see what Sugriva is saying. One of the enemy Rakshasas has arrived. Although he says that he has deserted Ravana, he cannot be trusted. And as it is, bolo. Indeed, one can never place any trust in a Rakshasa. He must be a spy. If we believe in him, then when we least expect it, he may do a great injury to us. I suggest that immediately he should be killed. अरे उसे बताया ही नहीं, घर छोड़ के आया, मैं सरेंडर करने आया हूँ, ये सब बताया विभीषण ने. He is not telling only. So that time Ram, he looked at all the monkeys and he said, "I want to hear from all of you. What should be done now in this situation? I heard Sugriva speaking, but I want to hear from others also." And at that time, some monkeys, they said, "Dear Ram, dear Lord, you are knower of everything. And still you are asking from us just to honor us. We know that." Then Angad spoke. Angad said, "If this presence of this Rakshasa can give us an advantage, let's accept it with great caution. However, if he is going to pose threat, better reject him." So Angad was little objective minded. Benefit milta to accept karo, nahi to reject karo. At that time, another monkey he spoke, Sharaba. He said, "We should assign someone to constantly keep a watch on him. And if after being thoroughly tested, if we find him to be beneficial, let's welcome him." Then Jambavan spoke. Jambavan said, "This Rakshasa should be regarded with great caution and suspicion." Then another person, Maindana, he advised he should be thoroughly interrogated before any decision is made. So at that time, Lord Ram looked at Hanuman. He asked, "Hanuman, you tell. What do you say?" Hanuman said, "We don't have so much of time to test Vibhīṣaṇa like all these monkeys are saying. We don't have enough time to test Vibhīṣaṇa. In my opinion, he has come here with all sincerity, hoping to take your shelter, Lord Ram. He has understood that Ravana is wicked and Ram is supreme emblem of purity and religiousness, dharma. His peaceful demeanor and considerate speech indicate the honesty of his purpose. A deceitful person cannot remain so composed. See how externally he is so composed and his speech is so stable. It is not possible for anyone to fully conceal the inner intentions. The facial expressions gives some clue into one's thoughts." Actually, it is said the face is the index of mind. And for some people, it's actually, explicitly it is. Immediately समझ जाते हैं क्या सोच रहा है. You will see expression एकदम change होता है. खुश, दुखी, plain. And there are some people who have more capacity to hold on the emotions within. बाहर से smile करेंगे. And inside there's something else. But they cannot keep that expression for long. It will come onto the face very soon. Therefore, devotees don't get into all this. Whatever is there is there. Yes. They speak out. And at that time he said, "I think Vibhīṣaṇa should be accepted as our ally without reservation." Even when Sugriva saw that Lord Ram is pleased by Hanuman's statement, still Sugriva spoke and he said, "Since Vibhīṣaṇa has deserted his half-brother at the time of adversity, he has given up his brother at the time of adversity, it should be understood that he can betray anyone in future. If we take him, in future he can betray us also." And at that time, Ram said, "I believe that, O Sugriva, Vibhīṣaṇa has genuinely rejected Ravana. And see, such dissensions normally take place in royal families. They keep fighting like this. No problem, let's welcome him to our camp. But still Sugriva, he cannot speak much now. He very humbly protested and he said, see, he may have been sent by Ravana, you never know. Therefore, to be safe, what we should do? Immediately pull him, kill him, finish him off. If we accept him, he may turn on us at any moment. At that time, Ram has his own style. Ram spoke and he said, do you truly think that any Rakshasa can hurt me? Sugriva? Anyone can hurt me? With the mere tip of the finger, I could kill all the Rakshasa demons at one go. Please listen as I tell you a story. In our scriptures, you can see whenever there's a discussion, in that there will be some incident, some case study quoted from the past. And to an extent that here, Lord Ram is quoting some incident from the past. And he said, there was a hunter who caught a pigeon. And afterward, he took rest under a nearby tree. And then the wife of the captured pigeon was residing in that tree. Now you can imagine, he has captured the pigeon, he has come to the tree where that pigeon's home is there and the wife is there in that pigeon. Wife is there in that nest, in that tree. And upon seeing the hunter, the Mataji pigeon, she came out and she is welcoming and she is giving a lot of hospitality. And she said, oh hunter, we don't have much to feed you, but I'm offering my own flesh to you because you are our guest. So Ram is quoting this to Sugriva. When the guest comes, the guest has to be taken care, given the highest hospitality. And after saying this, he's saying, oh Sugriva, mere bird is acting in this way. What can be said of a man like me? There are many places in scriptures where it is stated that when an enemy arrives with folded hands, he must be protected by all means. So much to learn from Lord Ram. He is personification of compassion. Mercy has got three aspects. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says mercy has three aspects. First aspect is intolerance towards other suffering. When we look at someone suffering, we are not able to tolerate that. We want to do something, relieve him from the suffering. Second is protecting those who have surrendered onto you. If someone comes and surrenders onto a capable person, he gives protection. And third aspect of mercy is being friendly towards devotees. These are the three aspects. In this world, we know the first aspect. When we see someone suffering, one should feel bad, one should go and help him in whatever way possible to come out of that suffering. Being intolerant of suffering. Therefore, people do a lot of activities in this world to help people around who are suffering. That's very nice. That's first aspect of mercy. Third aspect of mercy is being friendly with devotees. Very important point to note. We might help newcomers. We might help them when they're suffering, when they're going through some tough phase. We might go to their place, their PG, their rooms, their house, and try to help them to come out of their suffering. But if we are not taking care of our fellow devotees, and if we don't have a good friendship towards them, then we are not merciful. Because the third element, the third aspect of mercy is missing. Therefore, friendship amongst devotees, extending oneself as a friend for the other devotees, is also a sign of mercy. Very important point. This struck me when I read that section where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is speaking about Daya, mercy. And the second aspect is protection of those who have surrendered. And look at this. Our Lord, Ram, he is ready to accept the one who is surrendering onto him. See, in Sharanagati, there's a person who is ready to surrender by following the process of Sharanagati, the 6 limbs of surrender. But there should also be a person who is qualified to give him shelter. Yes. He is ready to surrender by following the principles of Sharanagati. But the person who is going to give shelter, even he should be qualified. So what is the qualification of such a person? There are 2 qualifications mentioned in Shastra. First one is he should be samartha. The person who is ready to offer shelter, he should be samartha. Samartha means Capable. Capable of what? Capable of fulfilling my desires. When I go to someone, he should be capable of fulfilling my desires. But now, say a person is capable of fulfilling my desires, but then looking at my fallen state, he said, hey, get lost. Then what's the point of he being capable, being samartha? So he should have the second quality also, and that is, he should be kripalu. He should be compassionate. He should be merciful. And guess what? Our Lord has both. He's samartha, he's capable, and he does not reject anyone saying you're fallen. He's very merciful. He's very, very compassionate. So Lord Ram is having these two wonderful qualities. He's samartha and he's very, very compassionate. And therefore, Lord Ram at that time, looking at Vibhīṣaṇa, he spoke that shloka, which is one of the 3 shlokas of Sharanagati in Sri Vaishnavas, in Sri Vaishnav circle. First one is Sarvadharman Parityajya. Second one is Vatadi Doshena Madbhaktaha Mamcha Na Smaret Aham Smaravi Madbhaktaha Nayami Paramam Gatim. Where a devotee is saying, what if I'm not able to remember you at the time of death because of kapha, vata and pitta dosha? And Lord is saying, don't worry. At that time, aham smarami, I'll remember you. I'll take you back home, back to Godhead. This second mantra which the Sri Vaishnavas chant as the mantra of Sharanagati. And the third mantra is this, which Lord Ram spoke to Sugriva. And he said, please repeat. Sakrit eva prapannoyas Tavasmiti cha yachate Abhayam sarvada tasmai Dadamye tad vratam mama. So here, Lord Ram is looking at Sugriva and he's saying, hey Sugriva, Sakrit eva, even once, if someone surrenders onto me and says, Tavasmi, I'm yours. Oh Sugriva, I accept him. And I have taken a vrata that anyone who surrenders like this to me, Dadam yetad vratam mama, my vrata is Abhayam sarvada tasmai. I'll bestow them with fearlessness. I'll make them fearless. That is, I'll give them full protection. And now Vibhīṣaṇa has come. He has surrendered on to me. I will accept him. I'll give him full protection. Oh, Sugriva, what talk about Vibhīṣaṇa? If Rāvaṇa also comes and surrenders on to me, I will give him full protection. And Sugriva, hearing this, he started crying profusely. He said, oh Lord, your activities are inconceivable. Your actions are always befitting your supreme position. And now Sugriva says, I too feel that Vibhīṣaṇa is sincere. Therefore, let friendship be made without delay. So in this way, Vibhīṣaṇa comes. He was there at the top, still hovering. Only when he got assurance that these people will not kill him, he came down. He went. He paid full sakshtang dandavat to Lord Ram. And in full mood of surrender, he explained that I am the brother of Rāvaṇa. Rāvaṇa didn't hear my advice to give back Sita to you. Therefore, I abandoned that person. Oh Lord, I've given up my wife, my children, and I've come here at your lotus feet to surrender unto you. Please give me shelter at your lotus feet. Please be merciful unto me. So in this way, in this entire pastime, you can see how Vibhīṣaṇa, so dharmic. Right from the court of Rāvaṇa, he exhibited his mode of dharma to assist his brother to be on the path of dharma. When that didn't work, he gave up the family. Because when the family is not supporting to practice devotional service, what's the point of being there? And if the family is supporting to practice bhakti, what's the point of giving up? And he left and he comes here. He utilized his situation of adversity to get closer to Krishna, taking it as an opportunity, like Vidura did. Therefore, in this entire pastime, we can understand whoever surrenders onto the Lord is happy to accept him and give him full shelter. The only thing that is needed is very, very sincerely, one should implement the angas of Sharanagati. What are the angas of Sharanagati? Accept things which are favorable to bhakti. Let's do it quickly. Reject things which are not favorable to bhakti. Reject quickly. Have complete faith that Lord will protect me. Have complete faith that Lord will maintain me in all situations. And have complete confidence that if I am progressing on the path of bhakti, it's only possible by Lord's mercy. and have complete understanding that how great the Lord is and how insignificant I am. This will bring in humility. These are the 6 angas of Sharanagati. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshashititi vishwasaha, gopatrattave varnam tatha, atma nikshepa and karpanya, shadvida Sharanagati. So any devotee who is ready to surrender unto the Lord, Lord is saying, Moksha ishyami ma suchaha. I will take care of him. I will protect him. I will deliver him from all the sinful reactions. Ma shucha, don't worry. Or kya chahiye boli? Or kya chahiye? Therefore, the last thing that I would like to tell here is, when a sadhaka does bhakti with the mood of surrender, then that bhakti is very, very effective. He can progress very fast in Krishna consciousness. When it is done without surrender, it takes a long, long time to attain the ultimate destination. Therefore, following the footsteps of the previous acharyas, specifically following or fulfilling the instructions given by Srila Prabhupada, naturally we will be on the path of surrender and will be able to get closer to Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.